A while back, I did a countdown counting down my top 5 personal favorite Super Sentai power-ups. And I said if it did well, then I would do the opposite of that, my top 5 least favorite Super Sentai power-ups. But since I have a very small audience, and not many people liked it or disliked it, and there's not many people commenting on it, but screw it, my channel, my rules, so why not do it anyway? This is the countdown of my top 5 least favorite Super Sentai power-ups / battleizers. Now the same rules apply here as they did with the previous list. I'm only including power-ups that were used by one ranger. They can only be used by one ranger at a time if they're accessible to the team, and nothing movie exclusive. I'm only including power-ups that were used in the series. But because of that last rule, I'm including an extra rule that I really should have used in the last video now that I think about it. Since I'm only including power-ups that were used in the series, they have to be used in at least 5 episodes. So I'm not including power-ups that were used in one episode and then never again. As with every list I make, this is just my personal opinion. So if you like any of these power-ups, that is fine. These are just some of my personal least favorites. And if you want to see me say something positive about Super Sentai power-ups, I highly recommend you check out my previous video on my top 5 favorite power-ups in Super Sentai. Alright, now that we got everything out of the way, let's get to the list. Number 5. Juo the World's forms. Yeah, I know these aren't technically power-ups, but hey, my list, my rules. Now, I want to get one positive thing out of the way before I get into the negative. I think it's a very unique and really neat ability that he can switch through 3 different animal forms. Now with that out of the way, let's get into the negative. Okay, I want to get one thing perfectly clear. I don't entirely hate these forms. In fact, the switching between 3 animals is what makes Juo the World stand out from other previous 6th Rangers. However, it's the look of these forms that earn them a spot on the list. His rhino form is fine. It's okay. In my opinion, it's the best of the 3 forms, but that's not saying very much. But it's his crocodile and wolf forms that earn him a spot on this list. They don't really look like much. They just look like spray-painted pieces of cardboard just glued onto the suit. It's just kind of disappointing considering one ranger themed after 3 animals is something that's never been done before in Super Sentai. Number 4, Super Star Ninja. Everybody can pretty much agree that Kinji is the saving grace of Ninja, and he was the only reason that made Ninja worth watching. And like a lot of people, when I heard he was getting a power-up, I was excited to see what it was going to be. And then it was revealed that it was going to be a poncho. What? Okay, his outfit is already themed after a poncho. Do you really want to put another poncho over it? Couldn't they have just given him like a repaint of the gold Shojetsu armor? Come to think of it, maybe the writers of the show realized how stupid the power-up is, and because of that, he uses the Shojetsu armor more than he uses his own power-up. Come on! Number 3. I bet I can really surprise all of you guys. You want to know how? Because I'm going to say something negative about ToQger for once. Okay, everybody ready? Alright. Number 3 on this list is the ToQger's Hyper form. Now this is not a bad power-up, but it's certainly not good either. Now I do like how it's not just a Red Ranger exclusive power-up. I do like how it can be passed around to other members of the team, and hey, even the Orange Ranger gets to use it every once in a while. And before anyone in the comments says anything, this does not count. But those things being said, I didn't like this power-up when I first watched ToQger, and I still don't like it now. I don't know why I don't like it. I just personally think it's a little underwhelming. It just looks like a trained version of the Dragon Shield. It covers their shoulders, their neck, and their upper torso, but that's about it. Granted, this is done so when it's passed around to other members of the team, it makes it a lot easier. However, If there's one thing that Shojetsu armor did right, it was it covered their entire suit from head to toe, so it looked like the Rangers were actually powered up. The way I would improve this power-up is that I would put, like, train rails on their boots, legs, gloves, and arms, then have the train rails lead to the middle of their body, and then I would extend the gold portion of this power-up from the shoulders and then pull it all the way down to maybe their crotch region. Yeah, I know that sounds a little weird, but hey, it looks better than this. Number 2, Shishired Solar and Lunar. Yeah, I know this is 2 separate forms, but they're used by the same Kyutama, so it counts. My list, my rules. Now, to give these forms some credit, they were made very early in the show's production, as when it comes to power-ups, at least ones used by the Red Ranger, they do get larger and more powerful as the series progresses to show off how powerful the Red Ranger gets as the series progresses. However, there is no excuse for these. They're basically cardboard symbol, sun and moon, just glued onto the Red Ranger's helmet. I mean, I know, like, these are starter power-ups, but even for starter power-ups, they look goofy, cheap, and just all around weird. And my number 1 least favorite Super Sentai power-up is... Hebetsukai Metal. Now, before all you Naga fanboys threaten to kill me in the comments, hear me out. I don't hate Naga. I think he's a fine character. And for that matter, I love the evil Naga arc. It's what makes Kyuranger separate from all other Sentai. However, this power-up is just stupid. Now, I get that at this point into a Sentai series, they're trying to save money, because in the opening few episodes, the budget is always over-focused on special effects and the suits, etc., etc. And at this point, they have to save money. But with that being said, I freaking hate this power-up! It's so cheaply made! When I think of an evil version of a Ranger, I don't think of putting a Harry Potter robe over their usual getup. You know what? Make this suit look evil. Even if it means saving money, you could still do that while making your suit look good. Maybe repaint his suit so it looks evil? I don't know, something like that. At least it's better than putting a Harry Potter robe over his usual suit. Sorry about that. I've had that rant in me for a very long time. And with all that, I freaking hate this power-up. This is the worst Super Sentai power-up I have ever seen. And it will always take number 1 on my list. No matter how many bad Super Sentai power-ups there are in the future, this will always be number 1 because I freaking hate this power-up. Kinda weird how my favorite power-up in Super Sentai and my least favorite are both from Kyuranger. Kinda weird how that works, huh? Now I want to hear from you guys. What is your least favorite power-up? Feel free to let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, check out my top 5 favorite Super Sentai power-ups. Okay, I think that'll do it for this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, as always, until next time, see ya.